With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker. The future is feeling.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Freaky Fast Broadcasting, where we got a special race here tonight at the Dover International Raceway. Man, I'll tell you what, we got the RSR Cup Series here for race number 3 of their round of 16. And after tonight, we're going to cut our playoff drivers down from that round of 16 down to the round of 12. I'll tell you what, it's very, very close in these points, and going to be some very important stages and a very important race here tonight at Dover to decide who can continue on to have a shot at a championship here at the RSR Cup Series. And remember, the RSR Cup Series here, Evolution Racing Leagues, is brought to you by their proud sponsor, or Nissan Central, the leading Nissan dealership in Oklahoma City. I'm Zach Hall tonight, and joining me in the booth, as always, here on Tuesdays, is my good friend Brandon Colley, and running the cameras up top is Robert Moyer Jr. here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting. We're going to have one heck of a night, gentlemen. How you feeling about this Dover race here tonight, Mr. Colley?
Well, pretty excited, Zach. You know, this track's a handful. Really got to manage your stuff, and you know, then when you point transfer positions on the line, and it's got to be calculated but aggressive. It's going to lead to a lot of exciting action.
Oh, it definitely is. You know, this track, it could be a handful, man, and this place is not very forgiving. We could see some pretty big upsets as it comes tonight. And also we got to think about, you know, we've come into tonight here, the big picture is no playoff driver has won coming into tonight's third race in the round of 16 and the final race in the round of 16. So no driver has technically locked themselves in to these playoffs. So what if we see one of these guys below the cut line, and we'll get ready to go to these points in a moment. But one of these guys below the cut line, what if they win a race and propel themselves to lock themselves in to that next round? That could put someone on the inside right now, that top 12 on the outside. So it's going to be very interesting as we got our championship playoff standings here. And remember, this is top 16 drivers in the playoffs. We do not have 16 on the board because David Edwards has not been able to make the playoffs this season. So he is not included in the standings at the moment, but he is in 16th, and he's our 16th final driver. But here are our standings, and you got GT leading our standings here as we come into tonight. He's got a 57-point gap to the cut. Then next you have Travis Everett, who made a major gain last week at Chicago, 6 positions up to that second position. He's 55 points to the good. You got Nolan Potter in the 34. He went up 4 positions last week. He's 51 points to the good. You got Zach Schrithenthal, who's now 4th in points. He's 41 to the good, making 2 positions up last week. Kevin Sabilla, he stayed in 5th where he started last week coming into the second race. He's 35 points to the good. You got Curtis Preston, who would unfortunately not make it here tonight in the 6th position. We got word of that. So unfortunately, he had some family emergency come up. So 29 would not make it here tonight. He's 32 points to the good. So if he is going to be looking hopefully to make his way in by the hair of his chin. And we'll have to see how that plays out tonight for Curtis. 17th, or not 17th, sorry. In 7th, we have the 16 of Matt Upbrook. He's 28 points to do good coming into tonight. Last week's points leader dropped down 7 positions to 8. That Bob Fitzpatrick in that 3 car. He's 22 points to do good. Scott Taylor, 21 points up in 9th. You got Randy Cornwell in the 10th position there, 16 points to the good. 11th is Matt Rush, and 14 points to the good there for him. On the cut line there in 12th, our final driver so far, if we were to end before this race started, it would be Michael Sheffield, only 4 points to the good. And he is 4 points ahead of Andrew Little, who there is in 13th position. 14th will be Harold Watkins. He's 10 points out. Then you got Brock Potter, 12 points out in that 15th position. And I can tell you, if Andrew Little, Harold Watkins, or Brock Potter wins this race, it's going to shake things up a good bit here. But man, oh man, we got some close battles, and the playoffs here are getting very, very intense here in the RSR Cup Series. And also, even our team standings are getting closer too. I mean, Stealth Motorsports now only 61 points within Slide Job Racing, who have led the standings here in the last 3 weeks, and had a pretty sizable gap coming into the playoffs here when this playoff started. Has decreased down to 61 points. So we've seen Flyboy Racing go from 5th to 4th now. We've seen Front Row Racing go from 7th to 6th, with Zab Motorsports going down to 7th. So we've seen some team standings shakeups, and we also have our points too for the other gentlemen who did not make playoffs, who also received 100. We have Daniel Gonzalez so far leading that. He's 4 points above Craig Burns there in the 18th position. And then it's a pretty sizable gap from there, about 50. It's actually 51 points to 19th Anthony Ludi. So it's close all around. Points all around are very, very close in Andover tonight. It's going to be a very important race, and I'm excited to see how this all plays out, as we just have now gotten into qualifying, and we're going to see who can put themselves on that pole position to get that Sheffield round.
Well, Zach, this track's already difficult enough mentally. You've really got to be focused and really aware of what your car is doing, because it can step out and hurry on you, especially just the transitions from these corners. And all these guys thinking all week, okay, what's the position that I need to find myself in to maximize my points and give myself the best chance to advance to this next round of 12. And that on top of just the mental drain that this track has, some guys are going to be pretty worn out, and and then you add in stages, it complicates a whole lot of stuff. So this, already being a difficult race, just amps it up even more.
That it does, Kali. You hit the nail on the head, as that's my saying for the night, I think. As I've used that multiple times here throughout both our broadcasts here tonight in the Evolution Racing Leagues, with the ARCA Evolution Series earlier, now in our RSR Cup Series here. So it's going to be a wonderful night. We got stages here on lap 50 and 100. So 2 stages. Those stages are going to be super critical. We must point out. Also have 4 sets of tires in the pit, so that means 5, including the set that they start on here tonight. And Dover eats the tires up. We know that for a fact. Don't have much information on the fuel load and the fuel run, so we'll have to figure that out as we go here. But 185 laps around one of the toughest tracks in NASCAR. I'm really excited to see how this plays out. I'm sure there's a lot of playoff drivers very nervous tonight, because those stages, like we said, can play a huge pivotal factor. I mean, there's 20 points up for grab at most.
Yeah, most races will only give you 42 points, I believe. It depends on the league scoring, but generally it's about 42, 43 points at the most. But adding in 2 extra stages, you've got 63 or so potential points. So there's nobody in this field right now that's locked in. It's a lot of guys that are feeling pretty good, but you're by no means completely safe.
That is for sure. And we're about halfway through qualifying here. Looks like GT Irizarry is so far sitting on that pole position with a 21.78. He looked strong last week. He is our points leader coming into tonight, so that would be a huge bonus for GT to start on that pole with the track position to hopefully get himself some nice stage points. If he can get those 10 bonus points, he can pretty much lock himself in here almost through that first stage.
That's exactly right. I think, his goal at the very least is to finish somewhere in the top 10 for the first stage, to more or less mathematically lock himself in, and then just kind of go for it after that. Maybe be a little bit more reckless than you normally would, considering you're not really risking all that much in the grand scheme of things.
Definitely so. Yeah, like you said, you want to get yourself locked in pretty early here, and I think that's his goal. Here's we're looking at Kevin Giadricic here on his qualifying lap. We'll see where he can put it up there. He had looks like 20 seconds so far on the first lap. The 22:38, not the greatest lap for him there. See if he can pick up time on his second lap here as he comes out of 4. Will he jump up the board at all? He does jump at least to 18th there with a 22:18. So 18th position there for Kevin Giadricic, one of our non-playoff drivers. But yeah, so far looking pretty good. We've got Ryan Bean, Dustin Stallings, last week's winner, and Ryan Bean, the winner at Talladega there in 2nd and 3rd. So those two looking to carry over non-playoff momentum here. And Travis Everett there in 4th, a playoff driver. Matthew Rush needs a good night tonight in that 11th position, only being 14 up. Andrew Little, very important night for him. He's 4 behind coming in tonight, and looks like he's so far 6th as we're nearing the end of qualifying.
Well, Zach, it'll give you a little bit of confidence, if you need to have a good run like some of these guys, Andrew Little, Harold Watkins. If you can start toward the front and show good pace in qualifying, it's a good bit of confidence that, hey, I can, in fact, get that good position that I know I need.
That is always great confidence to start up front at Dover. It's a very, very tough racetrack. And, it's very harsh on the tires. That's one thing I think we'll bring up all night is about seeing comers and goers. So we'll have to see how that plays out. And there is the end of qualifying. And we will head to our race grid here tonight at Dover International Speedway and go through this amazing grid here we have at the RSR Cup Series. And we're pulling that up. There we go. We got the... Oh, sorry. Hold on 1 second, guys. Having a little bit of technical trouble, but here we go. There's our starting grid. And starting on the pole is GT Irizarry on that top position there and coming in number 1 in the playoffs. Second goes to Ryan Bean. Third is Dustin Stallings. Alongside Dustin will be Travis Everett, that 4th position. On the 3rd row, it'll be Matthew Rush starting 5th, Andrew Little 6th. Nolan Potter will be starting 7th. Craig A. Burns starting 8th. 9th goes to Harold Watkins, needing a good night on the cut line down below. Scott Taylor starting 10th. Nathan Campbell starting 11th. Randy Cornwell starting 12th. Daniel Gonzalez starting 13th. 14th is Brock Potter. 15th is Chad Biesinger. 16th is Ryan E. Zale. 17th goes to Michael Martino. 18th is Kevin Giadricic. 19th goes to Matthew Upbrook. 20th goes to Marc-Andre Thibodeau. 21st, Michael Sheffield right on that cut line. And 12th is a good race. 27th is Casey Coots. 23rd is Kevin Sabilla. 24th, Zach Strithenthal. 25th, Kevin Ruff. 26th, Adam Buzzio. 27th, Richard Gonzalez. 28th is Kevin Zabladil. 29th, Anthony Yuns. Junior Miller starting 30th. 31st is Tony Ludi. 32nd, David Hall. 33rd, Robert Nestor, and rounding out your field is Michael Haru in 34th. And that is our field here tonight at Dover International Speedway. And we will bring up our Sheffield Graphics pole winner, GT Irizarry. Get a talk in with our man, Mr. Kali. And here he is, Kali.
Hey, GT, it's Brandon up in the booth. You got a copy, bud?
Yes, sir.
Well, starting on the pole tonight, congratulations. Coming in with the points lead. Not quite locked in, but feeling pretty confident, I imagine. Had a bad race last week, early trouble. How are you feeling about this race?
We had some trouble last week because I took out my teammate by accident fighting for the stage win, but we actually rebounded and finished second, so that was good for us, bad for him. But, I mean, we feel all right tonight. I like Dover. It's a tricky track. Our goal tonight really is just to keep defenders on and just finish this thing and hopefully get a top 10 out of it.
All right, well, sounds good. Hopefully we'll be able to see you up here, maybe for a podium finish at the end of the night. But best of luck to you on this restart here, and be interested to see the rest of your race.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys coming on board, man.
All right. That was our Sheffield Graphics pole winner there in GT Irizarry. And man, oh man, we're about to get things kicked off at the Dover International Speedway here for the RSR Cup Series. It's about to get energetic, guys. Here, Freaky Fast Broadcasting. As that pace car's on pit road, there's the green flag waving to start our night. Race number 3 of the round of 16 kicks off. Who's going to be the 12 to move on? Who's going to be the 4 to go home? It's going to be a wild, wild night.
Well, so far from 4th on back, still looking a bit side by side, not quite spread out yet. A couple guys looking like they're taking it easy, especially the 18 of Randy Cornwell.
Definitely. So, you know, this is a track we talked about tires before, Brandon. This is a track where I've seen the comers and goers thing happen often, very, very often. As we jump back here to the 24 with Scott Taylor here running in that 8th position, pretty much single filed out, pretty much throughout this whole field. So smart driving early from these drivers, knowing, you know, nothing riskier early. You got 185 laps, but the tires are humongous here. This place will eat the tread off the tires. Very hard to do a full fuel run here and make the tires last. So we'll have to see who paces themselves, who goes out here and really burns their stuff up.
Well, you know, normally, Zach, I think we talk more about the right front, but I think here at Dover, especially in these Cup cars, the transition out of 2 and 4, you can really burn up that right rear and find yourself going sideways very quickly.
Yeah, you know, that's actually the interesting thing. It seems like really a driver thing. If you drive it a certain way, you're going to burn up that right front. If you drive it another way, you're going to burn up the right rear. So we're going to have to see, you know, what stylistically works the best for the long runs we get here tonight. But look at Craig A. Burns there running that 7th position all over the back of Matthew Rush in the 11th. So playoff drivers definitely need some good runs already up front here with Andrew Little running 5th and Matthew Rush there in 6th.
Yeah, and I think right now for those guys, you're not really going to want to push the issue. You've got good track position. It's just maximizing the points. And you don't have to win the stage, but just guarantee those extra points.
Definitely don't have to win the stage. You just, like you said, you just need to get them extra points. And you never know, put yourself in a position to win. You can just lock yourself in and make it all over with. You know, we haven't seen a playoff driver win yet in the playoffs in our first 2 races. But I think tonight we might see that change.
There's a very good chance of it. I mean, you just don't ever really know what's going to happen, especially when the tires wear in. The speed difference and pit cycles, you know, guys can get in a lot of trouble very quickly here. And once something happens, especially at the front of the pack, the self-cleaning racetrack, there's not really a lot of place to go on the straightaways, and cars just kind of pile in.
Yeah, they do. This track is just, man, it's so tough. It's really one of the, like I said, one of the toughest tracks. It's one of the most physical tracks, too. You got to think, you're dropping off a 3-story building every time you go into the corner, and climbing up that 3-story building is, I tell you what, up front, Ryan Bean in the 25, he has been making GT sweat. He's not come off the back bumper of that 14. He's definitely got a good look at the back of that Ford Mustang.
Yeah, and I mean, even looking at the top 5, the last time by, they were not right on top of each other, but they're almost running identical laps with Travis Everett in the 59, running the quickest lap of the race that time by with the 22.1. So he's slightly quicker than these front 3.
That is. And Travis, you know, had a really good run last week, and he had a lot of damage still. He still had a really good speed, so, you know, moving up 6 positions like he did in the playoffs, almost taking the lead, only 2 points behind the GT, who was actually leading the race still right. Oh, it's Ryan Bean, big moment as we right on board with him. Almost Dustin Stallings similar behind him. So very, very, very loose there, coming off a and a little loose off a 4-2 that time. As we look back here at the 11, getting to the back of the 68, kind of a train here for me. And you know, that's something we're seeing GT not really pull away. I think that's smart. I think GT's, you know, if he's really playing this right, he's out here just riding. There's no reason to drive away at Dover. This track, you can really send it at this track, but the tires are going to feel it. It's one of the tracks that you have to manage. If you don't manage at this track, you're going to go backwards after 30, 40 laps for sure.
That's exactly right. I think the idea for GT here, he's not having to be super fast compared to Ryan Bean. He's just needing to keep. Ooh, as we got somebody in the wall up there. Dustin Stallings, I believe. But he just needs to be just fast enough that if Ryan wants to make a move, he's gonna have to burn up his tires to do it.
Definitely so. And man, Ryan Bean has been all over him. Travis Everett now looking to make the pass on last week's winner, Dustin Stallings from Chicagoland. He will make that pass, move himself up into that third position. Already 13 laps down in the books here at Dover of our 185. I tell you what, they'll click off pretty quick here with these 23 to 24 second laps as the run goes on. We'll have to pay attention to these laps as the stage at lap 50 is nearing.
Yeah, and especially at the end of the run, you've got a little bit more confidence coming out of the corner that you're not gonna go up and just smack the fence. And you've seen a couple times where guys just a little bit overconfident and come really close to getting the right side into the fence. Oh, so we've got a caution. Whoa! Almost disastrous for the leaders. Oh no, it was Ryan Beam got into the fence.
Did he? Oh yeah, he slid the rears getting into the corner. Looks like that was one of our playoff contenders, Zach Schrithenthal, in the 2 machine. That's our Ora Nissan Central caution, and it looks like it started with the 28. Oh no, yeah, the 28 of Junior Miller here, coming off of 2, with a little bit of contact between him and I believe that was Kevin. Was it Kevin Sabilla? No, it wasn't. It was Casey Koontz. As we go back to our Ora Nissan Central play, you'll see the contact right in front. That net code. Oh no, sending the 28 of Junior Miller hard into the wall. There's Kevin Sabilla, our top 5 playoff driver. He squeezes through there in the 78. But here comes Zach Schrithenthal having nowhere really to go, losing the rear, trying to brake. He's just going to hit the inside wall, trying to get slowed down. And that's going to be a pretty decent lick on that car, but it could have been a lot worse for that too.
Yeah, damage is going to hurt him. I doubt there's any suspension damage on that, but we know the damage model's a bit finicky. Left side damage tends to hurt the motor a lot more often. So hopefully he's not down on power, but by no means out of it, can still salvage a lot of points.
Definitely so, and you're going to see a lot of guys come down the pit road here, and these guys are taking fuel here to get some fuel under their cars. I don't think you're going to see many tire changes on this pit road. That would definitely be wasting a set of tires. So leaders all coming down, trying to get them some fuel to make it to possibly the end of the stage.
Yeah, I believe the fuel is about 35 laps, so they are cutting it close here. Maybe if somebody's aggressively saving at the for the caution laps, you might be able to make it, but we'll see.
Yes, we are. We will have to see about that. Here's we're under our first caution of the night. And remember, Ora Nissan Central is sponsoring our cautions here. And Ora Nissan Central is the leading Nissan dealership in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. You can go check out their website at www.oranissancentral.com and check out their amazing car lineup there they have. So definitely go check out Ora Nissan Central and thank them for being the primary series sponsor and the caution sponsor here tonight in the RSR Cup Series, as we are under our first caution of this evening.
Well, looking at the scoring here, we have our man Daniel Gonzalez riding in 15th. Some unfortunate news prior to the event tonight that this would be his last race of the season, and he's going to be undergoing some surgery for medical issues. So we are sending our best wishes to Daniel and his family.
Definitely so. And right now, looking at the scoring even too, it's weird. It's got our scoring's got Schrithenthal in the lead, but I don't think that's right. I think when we come back around, it should fix itself.
Yeah, mine's showing the same thing. That's weird. My scoring is also showing everybody coming down pit road, but it's not showing a pit lap.
Well, it's kind of weird. It says Schrithenthal is pretty much one lap ahead of everybody as he hits pit road. He's got a 43-second lead right now.
Take it and run with it.
That's for sure. I mean, maybe his fortunes have turned good.
It's the iRacing equivalent of a bank error in your favor.
That's for sure. It's kind of interesting to see what's going on there. He is on pit road, still getting some repair done on that number 2 machine. He came in here 4th in points tonight, 41 points to the good. So he just needs a decent night. He doesn't need anything spectacular. He just needs to get decent points and complete this race and not get wrecked out here early.
Yeah, you know, it's unfortunate that you're involved in a wreck early, but still had a really nice point buffer, and you know, there's a lot of opportunities for some other guys to run into trouble and bounce a couple more positions, so by no means out of it.
That is for sure.
Green
We're
flag,
back.
green flag.
Oh. Interesting restart there. That was an interesting restart. We're back under green, but 3 wide almost. Ryan Bean. Travis Everett now to the lead. I believe he'll have
Somebody's got the lead.
I'm pretty sure he's got it, but we'll see when he comes back around here. And there he goes. Yes, Travis Everett is our leader. Okay, so Schrithenthal has now dropped down the board in that number 2 machine as iRacing gets some funky scoring there. But the 59 here leading this race after a really good race last week. And like I said, last week he had some heavy damage, so good on him. Look at Harold Watkins back here to 22. He needs a very good race. He is 10 points back from Michael Sheffield entering the night. And Michael Sheffield right now running in that 15th position. Harold is 2 positions ahead of him there. You can see there's the number 5 machine. We just won our last race at Rockingham in the ARCA Evolution Series. So see if he can carry that momentum here tonight into this playoff race with Matt Oakbrook right there behind him. Also another playoff contender who is coming in tonight. 28 points to the good, but in that 7th position.
Big moment for Michael Sheffield at 1, a little bit loose on entry, but you know, he's got Harold right in front of him. Good way to minimize your point losses there. The bad news is that Andrew Little is quite a bit ahead of him here, and right now they're only separated by, it looks, 4 points. So he needs to figure out a way to get up there and keep him close, I'd say.
Definitely. So as we look back at Ryan Ezell now in the 88, back in the 23rd position, a little bit on the apron there to let him slide the race track. These cars look pretty loose here tonight. So interesting to see. I mean, you know, there has been updates since the last time I drove here. And, you know, that's definite. You know, that's something I like to see more. Is it definitely being a little bit looser than a tight loose, but it probably is very tight, but very loose also. So these things can be very bipolar cars. As we look up here, Scott Taylor running in the 9th position. He's actually 9th in points coming in tonight. So right there where he's at in points is that 24 machine. He is 21 points to the good, so he needs a decent finish here tonight to be able to make himself move on to the next round.
Well, got himself in the top 10 here. Just need to ride around for another 25 laps and collect at least 2 stage points where he's currently running. Overall, a good night so far. And it looks like everybody's kind of settled down quite a bit. Just single file, just taking care of everything and figuring out the track, I'd say.
Yeah, I think that's really good point above there. Just trying to figure out the track. These guys haven't took tires yet either, so they're really trying to figure out who's got what, who's got, you know, the speed that's on the long runs, who's got the short run speed, who's the guys that are cornering it up. It's always a good question here as we look at Nathan Campbell on the 52 machine for Stealth Motorsports running there in 14th. We're right behind Harold Watkins with Michael Sheffield in behind him. Chad Biesinger there. The 23 started at 15th position, now runs 16th, so has lost position, but still a lot to go in this race for Chad there in that 23 machine.
I'm really surprised at how patient a lot of these guys are being. You know, I guess I'm kind of used to a bit more aggressiveness on restarts and just, you know, people making moves, trying to get the most out of their tires when they can before they plateau with this current tire model we have. But everybody's being really, really cordial.
Yeah, they are. I think these guys understand how long this race is. They're being pretty smart about it. It's actually Dustin Stallings, I believe. He just had to make a move back on Matthew Rush there in that 84. So he slides up back up to the 5th. That puts Matthew Rush into his 6th position. Now you got Kevin G. Adderson. He's making a move with Craig A. Burns there to move himself up into 7th.
Yeah, he really closed the gap. I don't know if Craig had the lift coming out at 2 that last time by, but he gained a lot on Craig going down the backstretch and just about got into him going into 3. It's a massive run.
Definitely was, and there goes the Adderson again. He's going to make the move on Matthew Rush to slide himself up to the 6th position. Really seeing how good Kevin was. He was very strong on the end of the runs last week in Chicago. It'll be very interesting to see how strong he is there, and so was Dustin Stallings. So, these two are here in the 5th and 6th positions. We'll have to watch these guys throughout the race.
Well, Zach, I think Dustin Stallings, his biggest problem right now is that little bit of right front damage he got from the wall earlier. It's going to slow him down a little bit, but as the tires wear in, we've seen that kind of goes away. It evens out quite a bit, but you just have a hard time not losing all that ground to the guys on fresh tires that have a little bit more pace.
Ooh, I think he even got to the wall a little bit more there. he was flirting with the wall a little bit there. Yeah, he grazed it. He literally grazed that thing in that 5 machine. You can see the damage right on board with it. That right front. See it behind him. You can see the battle in front of him. GT trying to get past Ryan Bean there for that 2nd position. Travis Everett really starting to stretch his legs a little bit here on the field.
Yeah, and looking at the lap times this time by, pretty even. Brian Bean just a little bit quicker, but top 4 almost identical lap times. So they're all matching pace pretty well. It's just driver mistakes at this point that are costing time.
Yeah, mistakes here are so easy to make. You bring up such a good point. Like we see people getting to the wall. It's so easy to do. This is one of the toughest tracks to keep it out of the wall, personally. Especially when they added the safer barriers all the way around this place. It took a lot of exit off the turns off that you had before, and it's definitely a tough thing to be able to make that exit.
Yellow. Get a caution.
We do. Our already on Central caution, 2nd L1 of the night, and it looks like Scott Taylor, Nathan Campbell involved in this. So Scott Taylor, one of our playoff drivers, involved in this incident here. We'll go back on our fast replay here and check out what happened here as we ride along with the 52 with Nathan Campbell here in this replay. Looks like going down here in the 1 ahead of Michael Sheffield. These are playoff guys right here. 22 of Harold Watkins also there. Scott Taylor gets at the racetrack a little bit from Harold Watkins passing him. 52 of Nathan Campbell washes up the racetrack, gets into the left rear of Scott Taylor. Luckily for Scott Taylor, he gets turned back right. Oh, no, that still was a pretty decent hit there for Scott Taylor on the inside wall. That's not going to be a great feeling for him as he's coming in tonight. 21 points to the good here in that 9th position in points. But Nathan Campbell in that Stealth Motorsports 52 taking a hard lick to the inside wall.
Well, it doesn't look like the damage for Scott's too bad. Probably not going to hurt the engine a little bit. It's going to slow him down, obviously, but definitely could have been a lot worse. And, that's just one of the things that you will always see here at Dover. It just slings the cars out of the corners, and you just can't help but go towards the wall.
Oh, yeah, you're completely right. It's so hard to keep the car down on the bottom under someone to make that pass. I'm kind of surprised we didn't see more guys possibly, pull a little quick stuff there to pit and get some stage points, I know it would be probably a waste of tires. You want to take those tires on the the stage stop, so you don't have to come back down, or you wouldn't be at a disadvantage when that stage does come. And I just see some really bad news for Scott Taylor there, that 9th position. He is actually throughputed, so he's lost connection to the server. And that is going to put Scott Taylor in a tough spot now, as he'll probably be pushed back all the way to the 32nd position with Michael Martino. He's actually pulled his car behind the wall in that 33rd position. So, wow, unfortunate for Scott Taylor. Looks like he'll be moving back to the 32nd position. Hopefully, he can get reconnected and get back in the server and try to get some positions back, because he's going to definitely need him if a few of these guys get stage points, like Andrew Little here running in the 4th position, and also Harold Watkins knocking on the door of stage points there in 12th. So very interesting. And then you got Brock Potter also in 11th. So we can't forget about Brock Potter also. He's only 12 out.
Well, I think here, Michael Sheffield, it's looking like he's going to lose that bubble position to Andrew Little at the end of the stage, barring any incident or anything that happens to the 68 of Andrew Little. But Scott having these issues is going to then bump Michael Sheffield back up inside of the top 12. So it's kind of his saving grace. Obviously, you don't want to see that for Scott Taylor. It's really unfortunate when your playoffs get kind of taken out of your hands and have internet issues. So hopefully he can come back and maybe rebound and keep in this thing.
Yes, there's a lot to it, man. That's unfortunate to see for Scott, and he has not reconnected yet. So that's a big oof for him.
It's the iRacing equivalent of an engine letting go.
Yeah, it really is. It's a definite mechanical failure. You know, that's the thing. Like, people are like, oh, you don't have mechanical failures in iRacing. Once you do have mechanical failures in iRacing, it's usually just not random, but connection issues are definitely what I consider, you know, mechanical failures of just, you know, running completely fine, and all of a sudden, poof, you know, like you said, there goes the engine. But we'll have to see if he can get back in here. Right now, I believe he's already pushed back, to the 32nd position, 3 laps down. Not looking the greatest for him there in that 24. We'll have to see how the points shake up after tonight's race, but unfortunate for him. As Travis Everett here on lap number 39 coming around to start 40. We'll have 10 to go in stage number 1. Who's going to be able to get them 10 bonus points to put themselves in a very nice position here as the pace car pulls off. They roll through turn 3 and 4. And green flag back in the air as actually Scott Taylor does reconnect. So we'll see what Scott Taylor can come back from being multiple laps down. Could be a long night for him, but man, oh man, we got a race going on here now for the stage with 10 to go.
Yeah, it's for sure going to take a lot of help from the racing gods for Scott Taylor. But going to this restart, you know, I'm really impressed that a lot of these guys are being really conscious about the tire spin, because, you know, wheel spin is definitely a big issue here at Dover with this concrete surface and worn tires.
Oh, wheel spin is terrible here. That's for sure. And Noah Potter running in 10th. He's trying to get some 12 points there, and coming in 3rd tonight in points. That'll definitely help his cause. Randy Cornwell ahead, though, battling with Dustin Stallings, trying to move himself up to get some more stage points for that 7th position. He does clear Dustin Stallings last week's winner and gets himself up to 7th. So that'll get him a few more stage points he needs, definitely in that 10th position there coming tonight in points.
Zach, looking at something really interesting here. We've got Brock Potter in 11th and Nolan Potter in 10th. If it runs the way they're going now towards the end of this stage, I would definitely expect to see Nolan kind of back off and allow Brock to get up there and at least gain that 1 point.
Yeah, that would definitely be helpful, I think. And Nolan's in a good position being 51 up. Both of them being on Stealth Motorsports, maybe that'll play into a factor here. But at the moment, it looks like they're holding station behind Craig A. Burns there. So definitely interesting. Interesting how this is playing out. And right now, the lead is Travis Everett with about 3/10 of a second lead. Appears to be coming to 5 to go in stage number 1 here tonight.
Yeah, you know, Travis Everett coming down to the end of the stage. You know, you're probably going to pit at the end of the stage, take tires, burn them up. You got 10 laps, just gain those that lead and try to hold off and get all it's worth out of them before you change them to get those extra 10 points.
Yeah, this is full send right here, as they would say. So You're trying to get every little bit out
A little
of
bit of
this
contact.
race car.
Big checkup on the back stretch. Sorry, Zach.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, definitely a little contact there. So Dan Gonzalez there running in the 20 position. Now Zach Schroedenthal trying to pass Casey Coots there to move himself back up into that 21st position. So good job with Zach Schroedenthal rebounding from a little bit of an incident here early in this race. This time by will be 3 to go for Travis Everett on stage number 1. It looks like he's starting to build the gap, looking pretty strong here tonight at the Dover International Speedway.
Bad luck for Harold Watkins. Little contact with another car put him up in the fence, so he's fallen back to 15th. No luck for stage points, it's looking like, but I believe the 5 of
Sheffield.
yeah, Michael Sheffield. He's knocking on the door.
Yeah, 13th position there. It's gonna be 2 to go for these guys in stage number 1. Right now it's Brock Potter there, like you said, up to 10th. So he's getting that 1 stage point here possibly.
I think Dustin's having a little bit of problems with his damage, just kind of slowly falling back. I don't know what the contact was that had him check up so much, but still didn't fall outside of the top 10. Oh no, Brock Potter into the fence, Nolan Potter into the fence.
And that's gonna bring out the caution to end our stage here. The Ford Nissan Central caution comes out, and big hits all around the parts. Oh no, guys.
Harold Watkins. Oh no.
And that takes out 2 of the guys under the cut line. So, and the 60 and Matt Upbrook, huge hit for him too. And Zach Schroedenthal. Wow, we'll have to go back here on our replay and check this out. Brock Potter here coming to the white flag for stage number 1. Looks like he gets up a little high in 3 and 4. Here comes Nolan Potter. Oh, Brock just hard into the wall and nowhere to go.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was watching him, Zach, and I saw Brock just get a little bit high, and I noticed Nolan lifted just to make sure he kept the position, even though Brock was having to get out of it that hard. But unfortunate little kindness just kind of bit Nolan there.
it did. And oh man, as the end of the stage comes to fruition, it looks like Andrew Little getting some valuable bonus points. So right now, with the way it plays out, this is going to put a hurt on Brock Potter and Harold Watkins' chances, as those 2 have completely knocked the nose off of their race car. And Travis Everett winning stage number 1 here tonight for the RSR Cup Series. That's going to be great for him, and second for GT. Those 2 pretty much, I would say, are locked in now, with both, Travis being up to 65 above the cut line now, and also GT probably moving up to about 66 above the cut line. So yeah, it's interesting stuff. Andrew Little got a good 6 bonus points there. That's going to help his cause. That automatically moves him ahead of Sheffield, like you said. And now he's 2 points up on Sheffield technically. And then from there, the standings, he's even higher up in position. So Sheffield's definitely going to need to try to make that up. But the other thing is Scott Taylor is back also. So interesting stuff. But at the same time, with Harold Watkins and Brock Potter getting taken out right there, that's 2 of the guys that potentially could be moving themselves in are pretty much done for the night, I would say. So it looks like Andrew Little is going to be the one man with a chance here tonight to maybe move himself up and in, as we are under pace laps now. We'll get a talk in with our stage 1 winner here tonight at the Dover International Speedway of Travis Everett. As I look from there, just permission for Travis. Come on down to the weigh room, and he'll get a talking here with Mr. Brandon.
Hey, Travis, it's Brandon in the booth. You got a copy? Travis, Brandon in the booth. You there, bud?
I think he might be having some mic issues. I noticed he said something in the chat, but I didn't know if it was through Discord. But congrats, Travis, if you can hear us, man. Sorry we can't talk to you, but I will move you on back to your team up here. Yeah, I think he's having some mic issues on Travis's end because he did post in the Racing Chat mic issues, can't talk at all. There, I didn't know if it was maybe something to do with iRacing, but unfortunately, we cannot talk to our stage winner here tonight at Dover, Travis Everett. Um, Hopefully, he can get those things cleared up because that's unfortunate for him not being able to, let people know. Like he's having a post here that he wants the outside, so definitely having some mic issues. Unfortunate for Travis, but
Zach, going back to the playoffs right now, Scott Taylor, I believe he is 8 laps down on the lead lap right now, so he's not really going to gain too much. Harold Watkins, Brock Potter having their issue, it's going to help him, but really, again, it goes back to helping Michael Sheffield. He is the big beneficiary of all these incidents so far. I think he's still just inside, but he doesn't have much to battle for right now. He just got to kind of keep out of trouble and make it to the end. And I think he's pretty well in.
I think he needs to finish 17 positions ahead of Scott if he doesn't get stage points at some point here. Because he came in 20. Scott's 21 to the good, and Michael was 4 to the good, so that's a 17-point difference there. Yeah, so at the moment, I think Scott is still good, but Michael has been running up farther through the field than 20th that he's in right now as we get ready to go back green flag racing. But it's going to get heated up as Andrew Little now moved himself up, of course. So green flag back in the air. Travis Everett takes off. Look at Kevin Giadricic in that number 9. He's pressured to go around the outside of GT Irizarry there for that second position. But GT's going to be able to hold him off with them new tires and take off into that second position with Ryan Bean in fourth.
Really hard to make that pass on the outside of restarts. You think you get such a great run, but again, with the way the corners transition out, the car just wants to go towards the fence, and you have to lift quite a bit.
Yeah, you definitely do. It's a tough racetrack, and looking at this right now, the thing that I'm most surprised with is Michael Sheffield. He like we said, he's the one right there on the cut line. It looks like he's pushed out at the moment technically. And he has 2 race wins this season, so to be knocked out this early, that's tied for we got Matt Upbrook with 2, Bob Fitzpatrick with 2, DT Irizarry with 2, Travis Everett with 2. That's tied for the most wins this season. If he gets knocked out, that's a major contender here in the round of 12 get knocked out.
Well, you mentioned Matt Upbrook, and he has just left the server. He's taking it behind the walls. That may as well have a lot of point implications.
Yeah, he's 28 to the good. So it looks like that's going to be positions that Scott Taylor can make up. And also remember, Scott Taylor's going to make up Brock Potter, Harold Watkins. So it looks like Scott should be able to move himself up to 29th. By the end of this night, it is going to be some number crunching to be done.
We can do some rough estimations here as to who should be where, but it changes so much, with the stage points and everything, and it's not something that we have updated automatically. So we're just a lot of guesstimations.
Yep, guesstimations. I like that. That's a good word for this. This is a guesstimation, guys.
Freaky Fest broadcast brought to you tonight by hitting the nail on the head and guesstimations.
Oh man. That's a good one there. So look at Andrew Little there running in the 68 for Jasmine Racing. He's done exactly what he's needed to tonight here at Dover, looking very strong. And Andrew, man, I'll tell you what, that's a awesome feeling I know he's got right there right now that I got those stage points I needed. I just need to continue with them to, keep pushing himself farther and farther up that board.
Yeah, and Zach, what's better than stages, points in one stage is points in 2 stages. So he's just trying to hold fast and even out.
That is for sure, man. That is for sure. And it's looking good now for him. But Kevin Ruffer running in the 10th position, looking pretty strong in that 112 as he's moved up positions, I believe, from 25th to 10th. Also, Robert Nestor from 33rd to 9th. Daniel Gonzalez there.
Daniel Gonzalez having a pretty good run. Like up 2 positions, not big gains, but pretty stable race. Just kind of hanging out and taking care of the car.
Oh man, we had a big moment for the leader, Travis Everett. Blinked out, his quality spiked, his number dropped, his quality number dropped. He disappeared. Oh, and he's disappeared again. Oh no. He's pretty much locked himself into the next round, but hopefully there he comes back. Oh, and he's inside of Kevin Giadrasic. Oh my goodness gracious. That is scary moments there for the 59 here in this race. Hopefully his connection will clear up. But there he goes again to blink out over. Comes back to so those are very scary feelings tonight. You know, he's got a good shot at this win tonight. You know, he wants to be able to definitely get that win here. And that third win put himself up with the only third person in the race. GT into the wall. Big Kevin Giadrasic on his back bumper going to take the lead. Non-playoff driver here. Yep, that's right. Mistakes, man. They're definitely hard to not come by here at Dover.
The margin for error here is just so small. You know, it kind of evens itself out towards the end of the race, I feel, because almost everyone's going to have the same damage just from getting into the fence.
Yeah, you're pretty much right about that, man. It's tough not to get that fence there. They're coming up with Nolan Potter here. Nolan Potter here, 51 points to the good here coming in tonight. He just needs to continue to complete laps to make sure he's in a good position.
Yeah, I think, you know, he's not completely out of the race. You know, like you said, turning laps. He's not going to get stage points. He's just kind of hoping that the rest of these guys that he's really having to worry about maybe have some issues, but the later into the race it gets, you know, the less these guys, the issues matter. You're not really going to gain too much after the stages.
Definitely so. And here's our 5th place pointsman, Kevin Sevilla, in the 78. As back up front, GT Irizarry. He takes the lead back from Kevin Giadrasic and moves himself back to the lead after getting into the wall just a little bit to let Kevin get by. Good move by him here as we look at Tony Looney. That 13 machine running in 16th position here tonight as he started in the 31st position.
Oh, Ryan Azel's around turn 1, it looks like.
Oh, wow, right in front of the leaders, and Ryan beat into the wall trying to miss it.
That poor Ryan. That's the 2nd time he's had to hit the fence to avoid getting into a car spinning in front of him.
Yeah. So that's I believe that's our 3rd caution tonight here at the Dover International Speedway. And that is brought to you by Or Nissan Central as we go to replay. And this is the 88 of Ryan Ezel for Clutch Motorsports. Comes out of 4 here. We'll see what happens to Ryan as he was spun down into 1 here. Oh, just into the wall in the middle of the straightaway. Hard into the inside wall. Bounces off of it. Oh, that's a hard lick to the driver's side.
It's moments like that where you're glad you can't feel the impacts.
That's for sure. That is for sure, man. And you know, the other big thing is we were talking about all the points of the guys who've had issues. We got to remember Curtis Preston's not here tonight. 32 points to do good. Matt Upbrook, 28 points to do good, had issues. So Matt Upbrook should get a few points at least, you know, for finishing in the 30s. So that should push him ahead of Curtis. Oh, this is all super tough.
Yep, number crunching right now.
Also, is Fitzpatrick not here tonight?
Oh no, I don't think Bob is here.
Oh man.
What? That's too much.
This is too much math. I need to go back to algebra or something again in high school, man, because good lord. This is interesting, man. As these guys are gonna come out of pit road. Looks like Kevin Giadrasic is gonna win the race off pit road. That last pit box is hard to put the power down as you see GT's light the tires up like a dragster. But yeah, Bob Fitzpatrick, he's 22 points to the good. I think he's for sure out of this.
I think he is. For sure, Andrew Little has passed him at this point.
Yeah, and wow, we are in a interesting predicament here tonight at the Dover International Speedway. It's points are going to be all over the place, which we'll not know officially till this race is completely over and they get all that tallied up. But we're trying to roughly guesstimate this, and I think Andrew Little, Michael Sheffield, all these guys are going to be fine because of that.
Yeah, I mean, it helps out Scott Taylor a little bit. It helps out Nolan Potter. I mean, he wasn't at much risk of falling out, but it really makes sure that he's still sitting pretty good inside uh, the top 12. Michael Sheffield, that was on the bubble, he's feeling pretty good right now. Randy Cornwell, same thing. Harold Watkins and Brock Potter had those issues, but just on the nature of a few of these guys not making the race and having issues, they may be able to squeak in anyway.
Yeah, that would be very interesting to see. I think Curtis Preston might be all right because of this now, because even missing tonight's race. It's going to be very wild to see how this all shakes up at the end of the night. But still, wow, Bob Fitzpatrick not being able to make it here tonight is very unfortunate. I mean, he came in here, first race at Talladega with the points lead. He was our points leader coming into the playoffs. So, very, very strange event here tonight.
Life comes at you fast, man. I'm not ready for all these numbers.
I know.
Math.
I feel like the numbers, Mason.
What do they mean?
What do they mean? It's a wild, wild position to be in, but we'll try to follow along as best as our possibility here, as we're under our third caution here tonight at the Dover International Speedway, and we got. It looks like we'll be 25 to go in this stage too. So, right halfway cut down the middle in the stage, they get a caution.
It's almost reminiscent of the first stage. Kind of
Pretty
broke
much,
have
yeah.
to nearly guarantee that everybody could make it.
This is I'm just trying to do math in my head. It's not, and I need to stop doing math. I'm getting confused.
Going back to about 20th position, everybody had at the same time for their pit stop, so it looks like it's just fuel only or right sides only. Nobody really took tires and just took a splash to get filled up.
Yeah, a lot of these guys, have only took one set of tires, and so that means they got 3 sets left in this pit road. Pretty smart, because they'll be able to take another set here at the stage break, most likely. That'll give them 2 sets to make the final 85 laps, and I think that's a good number to have.
Yeah, setting up just to make sure you can slap on tires for your mandatory pit stops, and then save an extra one for late in the race.
That's so, and we're back green flag races. Kevin Giadricic leads us back to the green, with Travis Everett now moving up into that second position ahead of GT Irizarry. That third position there is Ryan Bean now fourth, Matthew Rush.
Andrew Little still holding fast in sixth position. He's been about 6th to 5th for most of the race, just hanging out and being like Larry Yingling there. Bubble wrap Yingling, just taking it easy, making sure he doesn't find any trouble.
Bubble wrap Yingling, I like that one. That's a good one.
I can't take credit for that one.
That's true. Looking at the bio here too, I was just doing some bio looking up. We got bios for most of these guys in here. Andrew Little, he's he's a Michigan native. He's 34 years old. He's a 2020 iRacing rookie also. So very strong looking rookie here for his first year on iRacing. Looking very, very good here, running 6th position. He actually under attack from Randy Cornwell behind here now for that 6th position. And he's a mechanical engineer, and he says he's a jack of all trades, a master of some. I like that. It's really, really, really awesome to see. And like I said, 2020 iRacing rookie. That's cool, man. See him here. He'll be able to maybe make it that round of 12. It's looking good for him here so far.
Yeah. Andrew Little, one of the Rona rookies, looking to make the top 12. He's doing a pretty good job of it.
That's right. There was a good influx of iRacing rookies this year. That was something like it's really grown our platform here at iRacing. It's really broadened us even here for the broadcasting stuff. And we've gained a lot of great new members here on the iRacing service, and proud to have a lot of them join us.
Yellow, yellow,
That's the
yellow.
battle up front. Oh,
Somebody-
it's heating up. Oh, is it yellow? Looks like we got interesting. I'm not seeing.
There was somebody that was stopped on the apron, but I couldn't figure out who it was.
Oh, it is Marc-Andre Thibodeau in the 27, as this was an admin caution. So something must have happened to Mark here in the 27. I'm not sure if he lost power. I'll be able to try to listen to his car. Yeah, I think he ran out of fuel.
I think so, yeah, because he's coasting around at 2,000 RPM. I think he's out of gas.
Oh man, here as we ride along in our Nissan Central replay. Wow, look at this. Yeah, it looks like he's just out of fuel in the number 27. So kind of misjudged the fuel there, and that's going to bring out the yellow here.
Yep, hearing from the admins that it was a mistaken caution. They didn't intend to throw it, so they played it off by saying that there was a water bottle in turn 3.
Oh man, who threw that water bottle out there? We're gonna have to go talk to that person. Can't be littering here in Dover. That's not nice. As
He's
we
almost
still
in his
sitting-
box.
The 27's almost made it here. We're watching the replay, but I'm telling you live, he's like literally a couple feet from his box. He's like 10 feet from his box, and I don't think he's gonna make it. That is the most unfortunate thing I think I've seen
Nope, he stopped.
all
Oh,
night. Oh, and he's got the toe. That's the worst feeling ever. Well, actually, the worst feeling ever is when you get to your box and you go too far in the box, and then you can't back up. when
Yep.
you're fast. Or you stop too short. That's always never fun. But looks like Ryan Bean came down pit road too, from the 4th position down the pit road. I wonder if he came down, took some tires. That's what I should check it out right now on that number 25. I think he's actually getting some damage repair done. He's got some considerable damage on the left side of that car. Oh, and he did take tires too in that at 25.
Well, Zach, from firsthand experience, I can tell you how good it feels to be on fresh tires when everybody else has got old ones. He should be able to charge through the field here pretty easily.
I think I figured out who threw the water bottle out.
Who's that?
They're looking for him right now in the race chat. They're saying, Jerry, where are you at? And I think Jerry's out there throwing water bottles. I mean, he's not in a race car tonight, but he's hidden somewhere out there throwing water bottles on this racetrack, I guess. And it's not cool, Jerry. You need to stop that, man. As what a race we've had so far here at the Dover International.
Jerry Springer.
Our producer asks, is it Jerry Springer? No, it's not Jerry. Jerry. They're starting to chant for him now. But yeah, it's what a wonderful race we've had here so far. It's been really fun to broadcast. We're getting close to halfway. We're a couple laps away. We're about 5-10 laps away from halfway here, and we've already seen some pretty wild things happen. We got a lot of playoff drivers up here, pretty much. We got Everett, Irizarry, Rush, Little, and Cornwell. They're so 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, all playoff guys.
Randy Cornwell looking to just add a little buffer and make sure, just for certain, that he's got enough points to advance with some of these guys not making the races in the early doubles by some of the other playoff contenders tonight.
Definitely so. As these gentlemen look like, I believe we will get back double file here. Yes, the pace car lights should cut off this time. Yes, and we are 1 to green here at the RSR Cup Series here, brought to you by Evolution Racing Leagues, and also the home of here, Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Every Tuesday nights, we bring you doubleheader action here from the Evolution Racing League. And I tell you what, it's always a great great time. But I cannot wait to get this thing back under green. These guys have been going at it all night so far, and we got a stage caution coming at lap 100 with 15 to go here. I think this is going to get pretty racy, even though a lot of these guys know they just need to be safe and get some decent points. I think we're still going to see some of them knuckles come out, some white knuckles. So we'll see what happens.
Well, for as hard as I'm sure Ryan Bean is going to be gripping that steering wheel, if his gloves aren't white, they're going to be after this run because fresh tires. And keep an eye on him charging from the back.
22nd. We'll have to watch that as he progresses through the field. As the pace car pulls off here to go down to the long pit road. Kevin Giadrasic takes the green flag with Travis Everett in second, GT Irizarry in third, and Matthew Rush in fourth. Green flag is out, and we're down and away to turn 1 and 2.
It's single file for the most part. A couple guys go side by side. Yeah, did a really good job of kind of zippering into turn 1 there.
That's true. They did. We followed it like a zipper, like you said there. As look back here, Ryan Bean. We're gonna watch this. This is gonna be the ride to watch. At 25 on brand new, fresh 4 tires. Let's see what he can do in this 25 machine to storm his way back to the field. He came in from that 4th position. Got to be patient though and make smart moves.
Yeah, it's still got 10 laps to go. You know you're quicker than a lot of these guys, but you can't just run them over. End up getting wrecked when you're giving yourself such a good shot to really get to the front. And it's been really patient. I think he might just be saving just to get track position at the end of the stage there.
Definitely so. Look, trying to make his way through. You see a little bit of smoke there. That's from the 23, I believe, Chad. Riding on board here with Ryan Bean now. We'll see what 4 fresh tires looks like, and a lot of traffic looks like too. Hard to go somewhere when you ain't got a spot to go there. Oh, look at this run to the outside of the 52 of Nathan Campbell. Gotta be careful though, these guys are on older tires, so you don't want to get washed up into. So try to make runs, gotta lift out of it because they're racing side by side ahead. What a race we got.
Yeah, you can, on first tires, you can really do outside work, but you've got to have a lot of confidence that the guy on your inside is gonna realize that you're there and not wash up the racetrack and completely wipe you out.
Yes, sir. Now he's up to 17th. He gets super close to that wall. Super big run on the 31 of Casey Coots. See if he can get back in the top 10. There's Kevin Sevilla in 78, our top 5 guy. Ooh, as they go down the back straightaway. Hard races. Kevin Giadrasic continues to lead up front. And man, oh man, we're watching Ryan Bean try to storm through his field. Now up to the 16th position here. He's going to try to go for 15th on Casey.
He's got open track now, so he should be able to do pretty well to get up here to these guys. I think maybe, ooh, I don't know who that was sliding up the track. Oh, Zach Schrittenthal. I think he got a little bit loose out of it too. Did a good job collecting it.
They're looking at Dan Gonzalez making the pass on the 21 of David Hall to move up into the 12th position. Good fly, boys. Racing.
That's still having a really good race in that 99 machine. Holding steady with where he's been running the rest of the previous bit of the race so far. Just looking to see if he can crack into the top 10 as Andrew Little has dropped a few positions now. Back to 8th from
eighth there.
I believe where he restarted.
6th, I believe. Or 5th, actually. Should have been 5th, I think. Is Bean pitting.
Yes. Okay. I mean, he's still going to get a good handful of bonus points if he can hang on to the top 10 here. But he doesn't look too much more off the pace than what the rest of these guys are running.
Yeah, definitely looks pretty strong still. I think he can make his way back up there. He's got Craig A. Burns, Dustin Stallings, Randy Cornwell there running 5th, 6th, and 7th ahead of him with Matthew Rush in 4th. It's been a close race between all these guys up front. They've all been pretty close on speed, in my opinion. So
It's been surprisingly even. You know, the top 5, they're running within a tenth of each other. The From, 6th to 10th, they're running within a tenth of each other. It's a really, really close field.
And looking at Ryan Bean, he's got the 12 now. It's going to be tough for him to get to that top 10. I mean, he's going to have 3 to go here. He's nearing the 11th position, but we're not going to be able to get many stage points. But not too important for him as he came in kind of midway through the season, and he got that one in Talladega, so that's good confidence. But we'll see how he can make his way through this battle up front here for the end of the stage. Is going to be very, very interesting. As Kevin Giadricic holding off Travis Everett at the moment. These two, I believe, are teammates. Yes, they are. So, 2 to go here. Stage number 2.
Well, I tell you, Ryan Bean, I believe he just cracked the top 10, or he's about to at the very least.
Yeah, he is. He just passed Kevin Ruff. That's for 9th there. Now Andrew Little is the next on the list, but they're going to be taking the white flag here. Brought to you by Sheffield Graphics for stage number 2. Can Travis Everett get by teammate Kevin Giadricic to make that move? Take this lead. Down in the 3 and 4. Looks like Kevin Giadricic is going to be able to hold off Travis Everett for a stage win here tonight. Backing up his stage win last week in Chicagoland. There is the yellow. Kevin Giadricic is your stage winner. Andrew Little is going to hold off Ryan Bean to finish 8th. So another good points for Andrew Little there below the cut line. So
Yeah,
great.
what he needed to do. Just as many points as possible, and he's done a really good job of hanging out in the top 10. Slid a little bit back after the restart, but he's definitely got top 5 speed.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. As our stage winner is Kevin Giadricic in that 9 car. Tell you what, Kevin's looked really strong through the races we've done here at RSR. And he's starting to put his name up there as one of the guys to beat each week in and week out with winning at completely different tracks, these stages.
Well, if you put yourself up in the front consistently, you're bound and determined to find a win at some point.
That you are. As these guys should be coming to pit road this time. Get them 4 Mr. Feelgoods and some can of Sunoco fuel.
Sorry about that, Zach. Apparently my my iRacing has crashed, so I'm loading back in.
Oh, you're good, man. Yeah, you're oh yeah. Look, you fell through too, man. What's up with the throughputs tonight, Iris?
I do not know.
They're just dropping people left and right.
Yeah, I switched cameras to look through the top 10 there, and the next thing I know, it locked up.
All good, all good. You'll be back here in a momentary moment. I correct myself up sometimes with my sayings. You can tell I'm new to this. It looks like Travis Everett's actually going to win the race off pit road, or Ryan Bean does, because I believe he just took fuel. Yes, he did.
Yeah, it's a bold strategy for Ryan Bean. Taking fuel that last, or taking tires the last stop, and then electing to just take fuel this time. Interesting to see how many positions he's able to hold on to with these guys on fresh tires.
That's for sure. Looks like Kevin Giadricic here. We got him in the waiting room. I believe he came off pit road in the 3rd, or actually the 4th position technically now, behind these guys. So Kevin Giadricic coming out 4th on pit road, but getting the stage win, and we will get a talk in here with Kevin this moment.
Hey, Kevin, it's Brandon in the booth.
Hey guys.
Well, man, you've been running a really spectacular race, sitting up there, winning stage 2, and being really close for stage 1, getting a good amount of points. How are you feeling about this race, man? Is the track to your liking? You struggling a whole lot?
Yeah, I mean, I like it, but I am struggling just a tad. I'm trying to work out the kinks on that. and I've still got 80 laps or so to figure something out. But for the most part, I feel like I'll end up with a good finish.
Well, you're definitely showing that you're going to be hard to beat for at least the top five for sure. But great race so far, and hopefully we can talk to you here at the end of the race for a podium finish.
Yeah, let's hope so.
All right, good luck, buddy.
All right, that was Kevin Giadricic, your stage number 2 winner here tonight. The RSR Cup Series brought to you by Nissan Central. And man, oh man, what a race we've had. And while we're under these cautions, let's bring up our sponsors who keep the lights on here at Freaky Fast and make everything happen here at this wonderful broadcast we got going on. So we want to give a shout out to Rocket Racing Setups. It is your one-stop shop for all your iRacing setup needs. They've been dominating the dirt since 2017, and after a short break, they have rebuilt and are ready to rocket their customers back to the front of the pack in 2020. They're producing dirt oval, asphalt oval, road, pro trucks, and rallycross setups that they currently have multiple builders working on and doing setup packs, booklets, coaching lessons, and much more. And you can find them at Rocket Racing Setups, www.com or www.rocketracingsetups.com. Remember, you can use the promo code for 10% off at DLAM09. So that's DLAM09. And they're a proud sponsor here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting. What a great sponsor they are. As these guys come down the back straightaway, we'll get ready to get this thing back rocking. And I'm excited because now we got the final 80 laps here at Dover International. It's about to get really important here, and the sun is definitely setting on this day as that pace car pulls in, and we get ready to bring these back freaky green here at the Dover International Speedway. And there goes Ryan Bean taking off with that lead, starting on the little bit older tires. Remember, he took tires there before the stage ended. See how he managed those tires. He was running not the fastest time, so I'm thinking he definitely managed. We'll see what he did and see how fast those tires, or how long those tires can last.
Well, you can see, Zach, even out of just turn 2, Travis Everett and GT Irizarry, they just closed up on him a ton. He's just kind of in the way to these guys at this point. So they're just trying to be patient and, figure out a way to get around him.
Yeah, that they are. Look at that. Travis Everett with the big run down the back straightaway under the Ally sign into turn number 3, making the pass on that number 25. Ryan Bean, GT Irizarry going to follow and look at Kevin Giadricic. He says, I want to come too, guys.
It's a party, don't forget me. It's found a nice place for Ryan Bean to just kind of squeeze in there in 4th position. But Matthew Rush not far behind, slowly making gains as well.
Yes, he has. And I'll tell you what, now Travis Everett back out front, I think he's going to be tough to contend with, man. He is just looked really fast all night.
Well, I mean, you say he's looking really, really fast. He just set, looks like the fastest lap of the race that time by with a 22 flat.
Wow, what a lap there from Travis. Put himself up front with the fastest lap of the race so far. Doesn't want to burn his stuff up, though. You got to be smart about this. But I tell you what, he's looking really, really good on the long runs throughout this race. As we look back at Dustin Stallings last week's winner, the number 84 ahead of Craig A. Burns in the 12. With Craig A. Burns always there in that number 12 machine, fighting for top 5s and wins.
Yeah, unfortunate, not quite got the results maybe he was looking for, but kind of the Ryan Blaney syndrome. You run really well, but it just doesn't quite end up where we should at the end of the race.
I think he's got the reverse though, Ryan Blaney. He's got the Chevrolet instead of Ford. So.
Oh, jeez, here we go.
I'm not gonna start that discussion. I'm just joking, everybody. I'm just kidding. I didn't do it. As they battle here, it looks like Randy Cornwell ahead there in 6th position with Matthew Rush. They got Ryan Bean, so it's kind of a train here right now. As the front 3 have kind of broken up to a 3-second lead. These front 3 are just saying they're setting sail right now.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a good example. You see it at a lot of places where it's really one groove, where they get stuck behind a guy that's just a little bit off the pace, and everybody bunches up, and top three just set sail because of it.
Yeah, and with the way it's working out right here, you got 185 laps. We're gonna have like an 80 lap run here to the end of the race. Is look now at the rush trying to make pass. So Dustin Stallings gets a little bit of the apron there. And these guys all making nice passes. Ryan Bean, he's on a little bit older tires there. Ryan Bean definitely feels the effect of that now. But the thing is about all this is, really the interesting thing is that, with the 80 lap run, I imagine your guys are going to be going about 40 laps. Maybe they can't make it that far. If you can't make it halfway, then you need to just push personally. I mean, if you're with the full fuel load, you'd be able to make that 80 laps. You'd have to really conserve. But with the way the fuel loads are, you got to really push that thing. So these guys out front, I don't think are doing the wrong thing by going out here and pulling a big lead up. As if Kevin's lap with
I think you're exactly right, Zach. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Anyway, they have to pit at least twice more over the end of for this last stage of the race. So just go out and get what you can right now.
Yeah, that's pretty much the goal. And look at now, Michael Sheffield up to 14th, Ryan Bean all the way back to 15th, under threat from Casey Coots there in that 16th position. I mean, you see the difference in tires. Ryan Bean, top 5 car in this race. Now on older tires, he's already back to 15th position. And I tell you what, up front, we were talking about Travis Everett, putting the pressure on GT early in this race. GT he's all over the back, and we have a caution.
It's the 17 of Kevin Zabladil.
Oh no! Looks like Kevin having some issues here in the 17 here, and that's our Nissan Central caution here. Check out the freaky fast replay here as they go down the back straightaway into turn 3 and 4. I believe the incident was going down into turn 1, so we'll see what happens here. This number 17, he gets a little bit on the apron there, and 3 and 4 puts him up the racetrack a little bit. 112, the checkup, and then the 52 just did not check up, and Nathan Campbell, it's super hard to do. 112 in the back of the 17, he spins. I don't think he hits anything, though.
He did not. That was a rare occurrence here at Dover to get spun like that and not hit anything.
That is for sure. Look at that there as he slides around. He's on. Look how close Ryan Bean was. Wow.
The third time we've seen Ryan Bean have to shoot to the outside of a car like that.
He's had some close moments tonight with cars wrecking in front of him, that's for sure. Now they're coming back down pit road. I think this is a fuel strategy here. As Travis Everett stays out with Kevin Giadricic, Randy Cornwell, Andrew Little, Nathan Campbell, Michael Sheffield. So looks like the top 6 guys stay out, while GT has decided it's time to come down with Matthew Rush also in the 11th. So interesting calls all around here on pit road. See how it all plays out here as they exit pit road. I believe looks like GT. I know they had 2 sets of tires. Yeah, just fuel. So definite nice call. That's the thing. I don't know if they could make it to 40 laps, Brandon. And you need to make it at least 40 to be able to split this up. But this caution does help now. But it's really a tough call here from the seat of the driver. I mean, GT now puts himself a little bit behind in track position, but with his pace, I think he should be able to gain his way back up to that position. And then maybe he can pit a little later.
Well, I mean, the extra fuel load, it's not going to be a lot more than these guys that pit at the stage break, but it's going to help the car turn a little bit more. I also want to point out the fact that Ryan decided to take tires in that 25 machine this time. So, risky.
Down to 1 set now for him.
Yeah, very, very risky, especially knowing that you have to make another pit stop. I don't know if I'd want to, but I think the way that he's figuring it is, man, I lost so much time on just that little bit older tires.
Kind of had to.
Yeah, he's kind of forced to play that hand. So we'll see if that strategy is really going to pay off for him in the long run. But we saw before it makes a big difference on even just a couple laps on tires. But back to the 14 of GT Zari, he's had great pace, and absolutely, you will find him back up contending for the lead again. I'd say in another 10 to 15 laps.
Definitely will. And now that we're back under caution again with our Nissan Central caution, we'll give a shout out to ButtKicker. Feel what you've been missing here, a sponsor at Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Remember, every game deserves a truly immersive experience. The ButtKicker Gamer 2 lets you feel every detail from the subtle footsteps to the rumble of a V10 powered race car, from ambient environmental effects to the power of a nearby explosion. By moving a physical mass instead of only air like traditional speakers do, the Gamer 2 provides instant, accurate, powerful bass response, and it's all perfectly synced with every game with no additional software. So go check out the ButtKicker Gamer 2 at buttkicker.com. You're a proud sponsor at Freaky Fast Broadcasting. And also, while you're out there, on the watching these races, check out the descriptions, because you can go get you some Freaky Fast merch and some RSR or Evolution Racing Leagues merch. So definitely some cool stuff to go look if you're interested in some sim racing merchandise here from the RSR Cup Series or from Freaky Fast Broadcasting. So go check that out in the description below. And if you get something, let us know how it is. As the pace car lights are out here, Brandon, and we're getting ready to get this thing back kicked off.
I said it at the beginning of the broadcast, and I'm still so impressed with how patient these guys are being on restarts. There's not really been that many aggressive moves.
Yeah, there really hasn't been. It's been a very, very clean race for that factor. As we Gary bring this thing back to green, is Nathan Campbell's got a modified on the bottom, starting in sixth or fifth. And
Green
back
flag,
to
green
green flag racing here at Dover International. Here we right along with Michael Sheffield on the outside. That 52, he's gonna go very high up in 1 and 2. That's gonna let GT Zari get by. See, just try to chase down 52 and Nathan Campbell. I tell you what, 52, he must have a front end for there, and that must be a visual glitch, because that thing's rolling.
Yeah, a lot more than what you'd expect for a car with that kind of nose damage. But yeah, I'd have to say it's probably visual. He's still got a lot of pace, as he's just waving GT on by here.
Yeah, definitely smart move with the Andrew Little now battling with Randy Cuomo. Can Randy Cuomo get by Andrew Little, who's been very important race for him to get himself up in these points. And you see right on board Nathan Campbell, you can see the 68 and 14 battle.
Well, and you can see just how much having somebody on your outside slows you down. Once GT got neck with Andrew, I mean, he just couldn't carry the speed off the corner, had to check up so much, and then there again with Nathan, it really slows you down.
It really, really does. There as Nathan makes the pass and slides into the back of the fifth position. Andrew Little now trying to throw the block from Michael Sheffield, getting a little bump of love from Michael Sheffield. Says, "You were not clear, sir. I'm gonna send you up the racetrack." But the Andrew Little will say, "I'm gonna try to get away."
Well, the good news is he hit the back of the car and not the quarter panel, so
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
and we have a caution.
Yes, we do. Oh, we got a pretty big little pile up here on the front straightaway. About 3 or 4 cars. Looks like Tony Moody in the 13 involved. Oh yeah, definitely started around the 13 there. So we'll go back on Nissan Central caution here and look at the freaking fast replay. As they go down in the 3 and 4, you see a little contact between Scott Taylor and the 17 Kevin Fowler. The 13 gets on the apron, trying to miss him, getting a little loose, and then the 17 gets into the air. Robert Nestor, that sends him up into the wall, into the side of the 13, spinning the 13 round. Hard hit for the 13. Not that big, but I think they all come together here now as the 8 is rolled backwards. Whew. The 17 gets by, and here comes Nolan Potter. She says, "Oh, I get by."
That looked like a whole mess of netcode. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been pretty bad these last few times, but here these guys coming down pit road. Looks like GT staying out with Randy Cornwell. But it's gonna let sorry about that. Looks like GT did come down. I was behind. Randy Cornwell will stay out with Matthew Rush. Here. So
Scott Taylor getting the lucky dog, slowly clawing his way back. I believe he's only 3 laps down now.
yeah, and think about Ryan Bean. He just took tires, so this kind of helps him track position wise. He's gonna get some of that track position back in that 25, and it's gonna be a little bit more even tires for him as they ran about. They did run about, I'd say, a considerable 4 good laps on those tires. So that's definitely going to hurt, but it's not going to be too bad for that 25.
Now it'll be a little bit more pace. You know, the heat cycles kind of finicky. They never seem to respond the same way, but should at least be, you know, handful of tenths quicker per lap for a little while longer.
Well, look, Cornwell, he just wanted to lead a lap. He's coming back down pit, or he's coming down pit road this time. And all these guys did take tires when they came down this time. So I think Matthew Rush is going to, and Chad, with Chad Biesinger and Anthony Younes, are all going to be stuck in a hard position here on about 30 lap older tires than the drivers behind them.
Yeah, I mean, back to my previous comment, Ryan Bean kind of found himself in the same position. I figured he was going to be faster, maybe more so than Matthew Rush or Chad Bessinger, but compared to everybody else, he's going to find himself in the same position where after a while he's going to end up losing positions again.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what it looks like from here, 2 men, and what can you do to hold them off?
Sometimes the cautions just don't fall in your favor no matter what you do. It's tough. You get put behind the 8 ball and you just get stuck there.
Never fun to be behind the 8 ball, man.
No, it is not. I'd like to think of myself as something of an 8 ball professional. If you're watching me race, that's probably where you'll find me.
In the magic 8 ball, shaking it, saying, "Should I make
What do
this
I
pass?
Should I pit? Answer
need
not
to get
found.
one of those
Ask again later. Robert says, "Baby, I'm probably gonna come back saying, why'd you even grid, bro?"
That's for sure. As sorry, Brandon. You should grid. You definitely should grid. It's not for sure.
Okay, thanks. I'll remember that come Chicago.
Well, that's true. That's true. You can't grid. Actually, this is true. He's got a penalty. Everybody, don't worry. But we're about to get this thing back kicked off on the green. We got the first 3 cars that have not pit. Got the 59 Travis Everett there in the 4th position on new tires. And from there on back, it's pretty much that. So see how this plays out. There goes Matthew Rush. Green flag is back out as he takes off with a nice little jump. Kevin Giadricic all over the back bumper of Anthony Younes. Oh, is the checkup's real? Yeah. Gotta be careful here on the new tires. Look, 3 wide down the back straightaway. Kevin Giadricic takes it to the bottom.
I tell you, Kevin said, "I'll give you one on the restart." There, didn't shoot it 3 wide, but you know he's like, "Come on, man, I gotta go."
Yeah, and you're going to see these this 54 and this 23. I think you're going to see them get swallowed alive here by this pack.
Ryan Bean.
Yeah, he is doing a good job with about 4 lap over tires there. It's only going to be a matter of moments, too, until Kevin Giadricic is back in this lead. He's going to the inside of Matthew Rush. Look at a 54. This is such a tough spot to be in when you're on old tires. You're just don't run me over, don't run me over, don't run me over.
Yeah, you're just doing the best you can not to put it in the fence and cause a problem for anybody else.
Yes, there is. Matthew Rush now back to the third position as Kevin Giadrich to the lead. Travis Everett second, and GT Irizarry getting by Matthew Rush.
GT, our pole sitter, you know, he's been up there contending all day. You know, found himself in the back of the pack, a little maybe towards midway of the pack after some hops, but right back up there. I don't even think he's got damage on his car. Maybe scraped the fence a little bit, but barely noticed it.
Definitely barely noticed it. Is looking here at Craig A. Burns trying to get past Dustin Stallings. It seems like Dustin and Craig have been around each other. Oh, nice. We got another Or Nissan Central caution here. Looks like Scott Taylor, Nolan Potter may be involved here in this 24. Yeah, definitely the 24 Scott Taylor. They're involved in this wreck between him and the 17. Kevin Sapp. We go back on our freaky fast replay here. You see Scott coming out of turn 4, down into turn 1. See, I think this is the contact of 17. Oh, on the inside of 54, and then a little bit of weird contact there between the 17 and the 24. It says the 24 spinning down into the inside wall. Like I say, this is a self-cleaning racetrack, and you're going to see that when someone spins, you're going to go straight down the racetrack. And then Nolan Potter, oh man, he comes out of nowhere and just stiff arms the 24. I just did my best Chris Berman. I did my best Chris Berman impersonation there. Whoop.
Unfortunately, it went bad to worse for Scott Taylor. He did a good job rebounding after his internet issues, but just getting caught up in an unfortunate check up there, and not really much you could do.
That is for sure not much he could do there in the 24 machine. Unfortunate for him. Man, oh man, this race is going to come down to some crazy stuff. I have a feeling these guys all got, I think, one set of tires left. So when do they take them? That's a good question, because we got 50, more than 50. Oh well, a little under 50 to go.
I think there's some radio communication about mandated gear starting. They're kind of mandating everybody start in third gear.
Interesting
just
to keep that. Yeah,
wheel spin.
Yeah, it's definitely a way to stop wheel spin. Is put it in the higher gear. It definitely bogs the motor down more, less power. The torque doesn't come in until a higher RPM at that point. Second gear really torques up pretty quickly. So we'll see how the rest of these restarts play out.
Listening to the radio chatter there, guys. Some bantering back and forth about these restarts and stuff.
Oh, there's always some great banter. Banter is the number one thing when it comes to league racing. It's a good thing to have. It's not great to have it too much, but it's a good thing to have with
It helps alleviate the monotony of pace laps, and you can just kind of shoot the breeze with the guys you're running with.
Exactly. And form a camaraderie. Hey, we're all just having a good time out here. As Kevin Giadrich continues to lead here under yellow. I was going to look and see if he had anything in his bio, but he does not. Unfortunately, don't know much about Kevin here with his bio. It's empty. But we do know he's looking pretty strong here. It's gonna come down, I think, between him and his teammate and GT here is get things underway. As Matthew Rush still, yeah, he's continued to hold on to it. Here is he was on the old tires.
Yeah, it's been doing a pretty good job. It wasn't a really long run, but to not drop back like we've seen a lot of guys on older tires do. Uh, really good job still hanging on to fourth place.
Definitely is. It's just tough on the older tires like that, and he's doing a great job of it. I mean, look at Nathan Campbell. We don't see a front end, but there's no way he doesn't have a front end. It's got to be some visual glitch there. It's pace car pulls back in, and we're going to get this thing kicked off here, and we're going to have 45 laps to go as Kevin Yadder just takes off in that 9 sheet.
Opens up the door for GT to hop into third position here and try to chase down Kevin. Travis right in front of them, and these three guys, it's been a toss-up pretty much the whole race as to which one of them is really the best. You've seen, I think at some point each one of them's pulled out to a pretty massive lead.
Yeah, I would completely agree with you there. Is Craig A. Burns there? He's Gonzalez. As look, now they're passing Matthew Bush. It's going to be Gonzalez on the 6. A great run for Daniel here. 13 to 6. As you look at Matthew Bush continue to draw back into the little here now. Taking the 8th position with Matthew Bush. It's just tough, but Matthew Bush will have to set the tires also.
And if you can play it out and have the cautions fall just perfectly for you where you can save a set, maybe you'll give up a lot of positions at maybe this stage of the race, but if you get a caution within 20 laps and you still got a set, you are absolutely taking it, because I feel that is the best chance that you have to not have somebody then undercut you if there's another caution, and give yourself the most time possible to charge through the field and put those tires to use.
Well, we've seen it here on Freaky Fast before where you were actually the culprit who saved the tires and put them on and drove through the field like a madman.
Yeah, I say it from experience. It works very, very well.
It'll light your hair on fire for a few minutes. You're just like so much faster if you have that set nobody else does. But we'll have to see here is now the 6 getting by him here. Richard Gonzalez. Justin Stallings there right behind.
It's steady drop off. He's just a little bit slower every lap, but when the laps are this short, it adds up really quickly. You'll fall back. It's a lot like Bristol, but just a bit more speed, I think. But if you're like a 10th off every lap in Bristol, it's a handful of laps, and suddenly the leader's in your mirror, and you're like, where the heck did he come from?
Yeah, that's a fact. The leader can get there so quick, man. It's just tough at tracks like that. But again, Richard Gonzalez here behind the 112 of Kevin Ruff. There's a 13 of Tony Ludi. He's Zavaldo one instance earlier, and Kevin Sabilla there, 5th base man in points. He's running in 22nd. Oh, yes, he's got a bio. Here we go. So he's been sim racing for 15 years on and off. He started out on PS2, made his way to the PC. He took a long break from racing, but now he's back, and he's just an average guy trying to win some races, have fun, and make friends. And he's made the playoffs here with Jet Spin Racing in the RSR racing.
I like these bios.
Yeah, I know, right? They're pretty cool.
Probably fill one out for mine. About it.
Hi, I'm Brandon.
Hey,
That's it.
how's it going?
Like. Yeah, our producer just said he's gonna do his little special ending quote. Bye.
Can't do it yet. It's not time.
It's not time for that yet. That's right. That's right. So we're looking at Daniel Gonzalez. What a run for Daniel Gonzalez. We brought up earlier. You know, we're really, this is really good to see Daniel running fifth here, as it'll be his last race before his surgery. So wish nothing but the best for Daniel, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, if you know, you've got one race to go, you know you're going to be out for a little while, and you know you've got a procedure that you have to undergo. Just enjoy it. He's just going out there and running as best he can, as hard as he can. He's got nothing to lose and just having fun with it. But it's really good to see him up here in the top 5.
It really is, yeah. That's for sure, man. It'd be cool to see him maybe squeak in here to the top 3, because he's got Craig Burns there behind him at 6th. Craig's definitely put the pressure on right now. With Ryan being ahead of them, he's got a little bit older tires and a little 2 to 7. So all these guys have had such a great night all night. It's been wild to watch, and even the top 3 up front, they're just matching lap times. Like they're running different lines, trying different things. It's a fun race to watch right now.
Yeah, between the top 3, I mean, it's a matter of hundreds and thousands every lap as to, you know, who's just a little bit quicker. So, you know, they have not figured out. It just seems that if you can get in the position to get the track position ahead of one of the other 2, you know, it just works out. They just can't seem to find a way by.
Well, shout out to Adam Buzzio there. Look at him, 26th to 10th. Big moves for him. As him and Zach Schroeder both have been our biggest movers throughout the day.
Well, I mean, it goes to show that, you know, they say it's not where you start, it's where you finish. And if you can start in the back and still manage to finish pretty high up at especially a track like Dover, you know, it's not a win, but it's certainly an achievement in itself.
That it is. There's, look now, Dustin Stallings there making the pass. Looks like going at him. As we look back here to David Hall. Well, actually, I said that they were the biggest movers, but I believe David might be 32nd to 15th.
Looking like 18 positions, yeah.
Yeah. So, what a run for Dustin, or yeah, for David.
You know, when a lot of the front runners have some issues, maybe put them back with some damage, it gives a lot of these guys a big chance to shine and come out of the race with a really good finish.
It really does. It really does. As look at now, Craig A. Burns. He's starting to put pressure on Ryan Bean. Andrew Little had a big moment, guys. In 68 there. He's dropped back now to the. Looks like he'll still be in the 7th position. Or no, actually, that should be 8th now. Yeah, they did lose one spot. There's Michael Sheffield. Michael Sheffield just shows up at the end of these races, just like, man, he kind of just rides around and make sure he's nice and safe, and then you see that 5 come out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's just slow progress throughout the race. You know, just gaining positions and not really doing too much to get yourself in a position where you're giving any of those up. Be it, you know, just slightly better on a pit stop or slightly more tires saved throughout a run. He's just been really good at it.
Yeah, my question right now is, when do we see pit stops?
I think now.
Yeah, maybe I just called it right there. Wow. Well, that answered my question. This lap.
I wonder if it's maybe just a little bit too soon. But I mean, we are right at the top, but
yeah,
that doesn't work out as well when everything is spread out. It's on a restart. That's brilliant. But I don't know if you're already so far back now that undercut's going to be all that effective.
Yeah, I like the move if it stays green.
If it stays green, depending on how long it takes the rest of these guys to come in, he should be running quite a bit faster for a while than everybody who's managed to stay out. But unfortunately, you go down laps so quick here that I don't know. It's a tough call. So it looked like Nathan got into the fence there out of 4. Nathan Campbell.
Yeah, I think he did there in that 52. I tell you what, Kevin Jadricic, he's came on at the end of this race.
Yeah, he did. He's managed to pull out half a second lead here. Got some guys a lap down now, as we see Randy Cornwell in 15th go a lap down.
Yeah, and past those lap cars, it really slowed him up. Let's see if he can get back on his horse and gallop away.
Yeah, unfortunately, he caught Randy at just the right time where, you know, it had a car on the inside that was planning on pitting, so he had to check up a little more than he would have liked to, and allowed Travis and GT to just close in the gap. But he's starting to stretch it out slowly, back out to half a second now.
And, you know, when you talked to him on our stage, he said he needs to figure something out. Well, did he figure that out? As he comes down this time, did you see the guys check up? Oh, it looks like they're all just gonna come. They're saying, screw it, we're all coming down pit road.
Oh,
35 mile an hour. Woo, it's a tough pit road to get slowed down for. The top three all pit together as they're all racing together.
that could have went very, very bad very quickly, Zach. Yeah, like you said, it's not an easy pit road to get onto, especially when you've got, you know, three guys that are all trying to do it at the exact same time.
That's a fact. It is one of the toughest by far to get on pit road. I think Matt Kenseth can attest to that. He had a date with the water barrels not too long ago. You know? Well, it was a long time ago, but it wasn't that.
I think there's two other tracks that I think would be just as difficult to get on pit road. That would be Darlington and maybe Iowa.
Yeah. Iowa was a tough one. Darlington's really tough too, though. Oh, and GT did make a mistake. He had to back up a little bit. I think Andrew Little took 2 tires.
Might be a good play. Shorter pit stop. I mean, you're gonna be kind of matching pace a little bit, but you're gonna fall off a little quicker. But the time gained on the pit stop might just help them salvage a couple more positions.
Very true. Looks like Dustin Stallings coming down pit road this time. And that number 84. And here comes Kevin Zabladil. Oh! He just flipped. He just did a back Kenseth.
Oh no! I missed it.
He hit the water barrels and flipped. Those water barrels didn't give.
Yeah, he's number 17.
Yeah. Oh man.
You foreshadowed.
What a wild ride for Kevin. That was one of the most crazy moments I've ever seen, actually. Wow, he just flipped right over. As look at Randy Cornwell letting all these guys by.
Randy yet to pit, Nolan Potter coming in this time. But Kevin Jadricic said she's only 9 seconds, man, he was 10 seconds going into the center at 3 and 4. Going into 1, he's already 8.5. He is loads faster than Randy.
21:89 is what we're here.
Fastest lap of the race, 21:89 2 laps ago. So he is hauling.
And that's faster than his qualifying lap by a couple tenths. As
Same token, Travis Everett is not far behind him.
no, he's not.
Maybe tenths.
Yeah, and in GT's, you know, he had a huge mistake there on pit road, unfortunately, and it looks like he's going to settle for 3rd at this stage screen.
Yeah, I mean, it's something we talked about throughout the whole broadcast. Just driver mistakes, just slight little errors are huge, especially when the race between these three has been so close. It just makes all the difference.
Definitely does, and man, cars are running Randy Cornwell down so fast, it's almost scary. 84.94. I think. I don't know if I think he's saving fuel.
I'm not sure, but yeah, he is very off the pace. Maybe I guess he was just hoping to get a caution.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing
If that happens, this is a brilliant move.
too. If he gets a caution,
And there it is.
I think he's got extra tires.
I think so.
And the other guys don't. Wow.
84 of Dustin Stallings around on the backstretch.
Oh no. Go back here on the Warren Nissan Central Caution and check out the freaky fast replay here. We're looking at Dustin Stallings in the 84 machine. As he's coming out of turn number 2. This is where the issue starts. Oh, and into the outside wall, hard into the inside wall. Wow, what a hit. Whoa! Who was that made a bye? Oh my goodness gracious. Richard made a bye, but someone else. Oh, who else was that made a bye there? Oh my goodness. Adam Buzzio. Whew. Man, what a moment for him. Now, the only thing about, with Randy Cornwell here is he's going to lose all his track position.
He's going to lose the track position, Zach, but he's going to come out in, it looks like, 14.
Yeah.
So, going back to where I talked about, 20 laps to go, you take a set of tires and it works out. When I did that, it was from 20th. I would much rather have done it from 14th. So
Yeah.
this may work out just absolutely perfect for Randy Cornwell in the 18.
They've done 8 laps on tires.
And,
It's going to be a considerable difference.
yeah, 8 laps, you wouldn't think it's that much, but we saw even with 4 laps with Ryan Bean, it's so much quicker. And Ryan Azell in the 88 coming over race control saying, there you go, freaky fast. There's your late race caution.
We talked to him about that. We said, you got to keep that up. That's, as a driver, you're like, no, don't do that. Why? Like Kevin Jadrich is cursing us right now, probably. But, we got to bring the entertainment factor here too to the fans. As I was very entertained by the battle that Travis Everett and Kevin Jadrich were having before. But the thing also I noticed is GT, he really backed his pace up when he noticed kind of like he didn't really have a shot at it. When he was in no man's land, I noticed he was running a lot slower than these guys ahead of him. I think he was planning, if there's a caution, I need to save, because I'm not going to run these guys down. So do not count this 14 out either.
And, that's a very wise and experienced move there to know, hey, I'm so far back, we're on equal tires. We obviously all pit at the same time, nearly ran each other over getting on a pit road. We're so even, I'm not going to be able to run them down. And just, again, he was hoping for the same thing that Randy Cornwell was hoping for. That's probably the worst thing that Randy could see, is that GT had the foresight to say, hey, maybe save a little bit. I could probably use it, because he might have a hard time running down GT.
Yeah, that's very, very true. And we got a bio for GT. So this might explain the GT in his name, because I believe that's not his actual name is not GT. I'm pretty sure it's not. I know I might be wrong about this, but he is a Fox body Mustang junkie. So he likes his Mustangs. And I think that's where the GT comes from. But he's been in the Mustang scene since high school. He's been sim racing since NASCAR 2003 days, and he's a former league director for the Cup Series racing at Blazing Pedals Racing. So cool to see there for GT, and we'll see what he can do here on this restart from the 3rd position. It's going to be wild. I mean, looking at this, Craig A. Burns pitted on lap 166, it looks like. Our leaders pitted on 166. Yeah. So, pretty similar pit for all these guys up front. But Randy Cornwell going to be restarting 12th.
12th on 10 lap pressure
12th.
tires.
On 10 lap pressure tires. We're about to go freaky green. It's about to get freaky crazy, freaky nuts. They're putting Raise Hell, Praise Dale in the chat. Let's go. As the pace car pulls in and the green is back out, but our leader blinks out. Oh no. Leader is blinked out. He's back. He's back. He's in turn 1. He's ahead. And here comes GT to the bottom of Travis Everett. What can he do? I'm very interested to see this play out as Travis Everett now under pressure from Ryan Bean as the leader continues to blink. Where's Randy Cornwell up to 11th on through the first lap, passing around the outside of a few other guys. And Randy Cornwell make the charge up.
There's enough time.
I don't think so either, as we're going to be coming to 3 to go this time. Oh, the caution's out, and Kevin missed the corner.
Racing Gods threw him a massive bone there.
Oh, man, he was literally about to lose the lead there, and looks like our caution was for Tony Moody in the 13 and Scott Taylor in the 24. We'll go back here and check out our or Nissan Central caution here to see what brought this out here on the Freaky Fast replay, and all the 24 just come up the racetrack, and the 13 was there, and I just sent them both to spinning, and that's just Dover racing right there, personally. As hold on, why does it say GT's the leader for me? I guess because he crossed the start finish line first last time, maybe, but looks like Kevin Giadrich will still be leader. But man, did he ever miss the corner? Like he literally drove in there, and you just think the car bottomed out. It literally bottomed out. He drove it in so hard. Whew, man, oh man! If that caution didn't come out, I'm telling you, GTE would have had a good shot at that win right there.
Yeah, when these cars, just how low they have to be to the ground and everything, and with how bumpy the surface is on fresher tires, it's horrible because you can send it in so hard on fresh tires, but you launch off those bumps and it just takes the nose and pushes it straight at the track. You're just sliding. And maybe not as quick as he would have been on fresh rubber, but he sent it in a ton.
Wow, what a crazy turn of events here for this caution. I'm telling you, Kevin Giadrich is praising the yellow gods right now for that one, as we're going to be under our first green-white checkered of the night. Remember, we can have 2 attempts at this green-white checkered. Remember, they take the green. Next time by, they'll take the Sheffield Graphics white flag. And then after that, it is pretty much official from there. So we will see how this plays out. I believe the pace car lights are going to shut off next time, maybe? Yep, they're going to be next time. So we got one more pace lap for these guys to think about what kind of move they're going to try to pull off. Remember, Ryan Bean now at the 3rd. He's in a pretty decent position here.
Yeah, and I just want to point out, Kevin Ruff up 18 positions, David Hall up 23 positions in 9th place right now. Andrew Little down 1, but still great run for his playoff chances to make this cut for the round of 12. A lot of guys having spectacular races.
Yes, they are. As Randy Cornwell was able to make it back to 10th. But like you said, just not enough time and laps for him to be able to stretch them legs on them tires.
Yeah, you really need a lot of time to get the tires up to temp. They're pretty icy the first lap and a half to 2 laps, but after that you can really dig. And maybe if it was 15 to go, last restart, he might have had a better chance at it. But He'll get a top 10 for sure, but not quite sure if he'll get close enough for a top 5.
Well, man, I tell you what, our first green white checker is going to be intense. We'll see if he'll get another attempt at this, or this will take us to the end of tonight's RSR Cup Series. Does a playoff driver win? Does it continue the trend of a non-playoff driver? Kevin Giadrich is sitting in that position to continue the trend of non-playoff drivers winning here in the playoffs. Ooh, it is intense. I got the butterflies in my stomach. GT's out there heating the tires up, trying to get the best restart. He's got to have a great restart here. He cannot let Ryan Bean especially get to his inside. He needs to at least have a shot to get in behind Kevin or stay side by side. That's got to be the key here.
Yeah, and that's, the hardest thing starting second, especially when it's driver preference on when to start. If you just miss it a little bit, it's disastrous, especially on a green white checker like this.
That it is. Car pulls in this time. Kevin Giadrich is going to lead us back to the green as they take off.
Green flag.
Good restart for the 9. Our first green white checker. The 14 clears the 25. What can he do from here? Man, oh man. Let's see. Exactly what he needed, but a nice little gap for Kevin Giadrich as they're wrecking behind. We're going to have a second attempt at a green white checker as a big wreck happens. And you can see the 31 just completely got his front end knocked off there. Casey.
Oh no, Andrew Little was involved.
Oh no. Not good at all for Andrew Little, and a really big hit for him.
Kevin Sabilla crab walking through turn 3.
And it's going to start around Andrew Little. It looks like right here on the freaky fast replay here for the Ward Nissan Central. Caution. You're going to see the 21 get to the back right in front of there into the back of the 68. Oh, and from there, it all transpires. Man, big hits for multiple guys. Michael Sheffield makes it through cleanly, luckily. Daniel Gonzalez, a big hit. Casey Kuntz, a big hit. The 68, like we said, Andrew Little. 55 of Adam Buzzio. Man, the 6 of Richard Gonzalez. Oh, it's calamity down there on the back straightaway.
Red flag, throw it out.
Yeah, that's a parking lot there. But man, like you said, Andrew Little, huge repercussions for him. He got the good stage points. Now he's the last car on the lead lap. He just needs to finish 15th, and we'll have to see how the points play out for next week. But man, it's going to be close for him still.
I imagine a lot of the cutoffs here, they're going to be by a margin of like less than 5 points. It's just so up in the air. I mean, it could change drastically just on the next 2 laps.
And if you're Kevin Giadrich, you got to do exactly what you did on that last restart.
Well, GT's been up there in the front. He's seen a lot of these restarts between Travis Everett and Kevin Giadrich leading. You kind of got to remember where they like to start, because if you're Kevin, you don't want to try to start the same place you just did. Try to change up your timing a little bit. And if you're GT, you've got to try to anticipate it, and it's so difficult to get right.
Very difficult. That is for sure, man. As we are, I believe this pace car lights out. I can't see the pace car. Oh no, the pace car lights are still on, so we will do one more pace lap, I believe, before we get them lights out and we have the 1 to green. What a race we've had here tonight. Thank you to all the sponsors out there: Sheffield Graphics, or Nissan Central, and all the sponsors here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Because man, it's had a big effect tonight on this racetrack, and it's been up and down for a lot of these drivers. But I tell you what, it's not over yet. We have one more restart to go. Anything can happen at this point. Man, I am just blown away with the repercussions of that last caution, especially for Andrew Little.
You know, everybody was being so patient and polite early in the race, and I think everybody, it was because they understood how important it was for a lot of guys to have good races. Everybody's just being super careful, but at the end, you know, gloves are off. It's go time, and you know, I know GT, he's not worried about points now, and I'm sure he wants to be the first playoff guy to make a win, but I don't know if he wants direct to do it. But Kevin, obviously, you know, he's not racing really for many points, but being the spoiler, it's always fun.
Yeah, I think the issue for Andrew Little right now is he has required repair. Is he is sitting on pit road and he just went a lap down. If he, you know, if that was optional, I wouldn't even worry about it. But that is some heavy damage. So he probably had a meatball flag, which means it's a black flag with a little, you know, orangish dot in the middle. Flag. That means you have to come down and get your repairs fixed. So unfortunate for Andrew Little, he may go multiple laps down here, and that may put him in a position to get knocked out, back out of the playoffs.
Yeah, there's potential here for Andrew Little to end up as far down as 22nd. So this could be absolutely disastrous after such a great race.
Man, oh man. We'll have to see as the pace car pulls off for the final time tonight here at the RSR Cup Series, brought to you by Evolution Race Leagues, and they're back green. Kevin Giadrich on that gas pedal. He's getting a great start. Ryan Bean to the inside of GT Irizarry. Oh, and that's going to let the 25 get the second now. 10 to 59 clear GT. It's going to be tough side by side down the back straightaway for third. Kevin's going to want to come around here and see that white flag. Yes, the 59 will make the pass. The 14's going to try to cross over, cannot make it happen. Kevin Giadrich needs one more lap here. The white flag brought to you by Sheffield Graphics. Let's see who can make it back home as Ryan Bean running in that second position. He is not close enough. Kevin Giadrich, rounding turn 3 and 4, will get the victory here tonight at Dover International Speedway with Ryan Bean second, Travis Everett third. What a race, gentlemen.
Randy Cornwell, fresh tires all the way up to 6th position.
Wow. Hey, good run still. And that'll move him on to the next round here. So good stuff for these guys. Man, oh man, Kevin Giadrich with his win here tonight. I believe that is his first. Let me make sure before I say that for sure. Yes, that'll be his first win and his 6th start here at the RSR Cup Series. So congrats to Kevin Giadrich on the win here tonight, and we will get our top 3 finishers here and get a talk in with these gentlemen. All right, we are back here with our top 3 finishers for tonight at the RSR Cup Series. And what a race we had here at Dover International Speedway. We're going to get a talk in here with Travis Everett, our 3rd place finisher here tonight. Hey, Travis, Zach in the booth, man, you got a copy? Well, it still seems like Travis may be having some mic issues, but congrats on 3rd, Travis, if you can hear everybody. And hopefully we'll get that all fixed for next week. And congrats again on 3rd. All right, that was Travis Everett. That was the quickest interview in Freaky Fast history. um, now we'll move on to our second place man, Ryan Bean, and get his thoughts on his second place finish tonight after his win at Talladega 2 weeks ago. Hey Ryan, it's Zach in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Oh, it's going good up here, buddy, man. Well, what a race it was here for you tonight, up and down. Starting that second position, you brought it home in second, man. First off, you played a little bit of a different tire strategy there through the middle portion of this race. Decided to take tires a little off sequence up there, buddy. What made you make that decision?
So in the first stage, every crash it seemed I was trying to avoid and I hit the wall. So I had a bunch of damage. So I just figured I'd take it all in the second stage, and I accidentally didn't unclick my tire, so I was forced to be put on a separate strategy, and luckily I was able to make it work out.
Oh, awesome. Well, yeah, that's unfortunate. Like, sometimes it's easy to forget with these tire limits not to uncheck these things, and they check after every stop you come down. But man, what a recovery then for you to come back and be able to do the opposite strategy. Luckily, I think you were able to catch your caution there to get you some track position, and even on the 4 or 5 lap older tires than a lot of the guys, you're able to keep pace and keep in that top 5. What do you think the difference was? Do you think you could have challenged for the win maybe if you had a little bit better tires?
It's hard to tell. I don't know. On the Kevin was just so fast. I don't really know what I was. I'm sure I still had damage of some sort. So I'm actually really lucky I got second. We were allowed to start in second gear. I think that's how I got PT. But I got a little lucky there, but I'll take it.
Yeah, Ryan, it's been some great runs for you, man. You won at Talladega, had a great run at Chicagoland, showed a lot of speed. And here tonight, you also put in the top 3. We go to Darlington next week. How you feeling about Darlington?
Oh man, that's gonna be fun. Riding the wall. I think we're gonna see the real drivers come out, and hopefully I'm one of them.
Awesome, man. I'm sure you'll be right up there with them, man, as always. And congrats on your second place finish. Before we let you go, anybody wants to shout?
Yeah, first off, thanks my family for putting up with me in all this racing business, and my teammates, of course, and of course Gonzo. This is his last full-time race with us. He's got some health issues he's got to take care of, and best luck to him.
Thank you very much, Ryan, and congrats again, buddy, on second. And we'll catch you next week at Darlington.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
You too, buddy. All right, that was Ryan Bean, our second place finisher here tonight for Flyboys Racing. Congrats to him on that second place. But we got Kevin Jadricic, our race winner here in that 9 machine. Tell you what a race it was for him tonight. We won stage 2, and he was able to bring home the victory. Let's see what his thoughts are. Hey, Kevin, it's Zach by the booth, man. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. Well, what a race it was for you tonight, Kevin. You were able to bring home that second stage victory, and then from there, it seemed like you kind of figured something out. We talked to you during that stage break, and you said, you were still trying to figure this out, and I felt like you kind of did there. Did you feel it? Did you figure something out there later in the race?
And it was I watched GT and Travis. Travis is a teammate, so I kind of watched those two guys, got an idea of what they were doing, and just tried to mimic it. Maybe put a little of my twist on kind of what they were doing, and it worked out great.
Well, I tell you what, it definitely did. We did have a big moment there I got to ask you about. We had the caution come out, and it seemed like you drove it off from the 3 there with the lead on that before we got the green light checkers. It seemed like you just almost bottomed out and kind of missed the corner there in 3 and 4. And just as GT come to get side by side with you, you were just a nose ahead as the caution came out. Were you a little bit worried there and kind of glad that the caution came out?
Hell yeah, I did not expect to be right there. Like, I knew he was behind me, but I did not expect him to dive into 3 that hard. And what I was trying to do is I was trying to arc the corner and get that momentum coming out of 4. But man, GT, he was quick, man. He come up into turn 3. I did not expect that.
Yeah, that was some wild stuff, man. We were definitely saying that was definitely a pretty crazy moment there. Right as the caution came out, you guys side. It was pretty much almost a dead heat. So, congrats on getting your victory here tonight, man. That's your first victory here at the RSR Cup Series. And we head off to Darlington next week. How you feeling about that? I know you're not in the playoffs, but, still can build some momentum for maybe the next season here in the Cup Series.
Yeah, we'll just see how it goes at Darlington. That's really all I can say about that one.
Awesome, man. Well, you showed speed at Chicagoland here, and then next now Dover, so 2 different tracks, and then Darlington's a completely different world. So hopefully we can see you up there again, Kevin. Before we let you go, man, anybody want to send a shout out to?
Yeah, man. Just want to give a shout out to my newborn son, Austin Derbyshire, Derbyshire Media, Justin Levine, the guys over at Legacy, all the guys that's helped me get to where I'm at.
Awesome, Kevin, man. Well, congrats on the win and congrats on your son, man. And we will catch you next week at Darlington.
Thank you, guys.
You have a great night, buddy. All right, that was Kevin Giadricic here, your race winner at the Dover International Speedway for the RSR Cup Series, brought to you by Or Nissan Central. What a race we had. And now we will head off to our race results for tonight's amazing event we had. This was a heck of a race we've seen here. All right, so bringing home the victory, just got a word in with him, was Kevin Giadricic in that first place position all the way from 18th. So great run for him, 17 positions up. And then Ryan Bean bringing home second. Third place will go to Travis Everett. Fourth will go to DT Irizarry. Fifth goes to Craig A. Burns. Sixth is Randy Cornwell on that different strategy. Tried his best to get up there. Seventh is Kevin Ruff. Eighth is David Hall. Ninth is going to go to Casey Coots. 10th is Michael Sheffield. 11th is Daniel Gonzalez in his final race here at the RSS Cup Series. And we all are wishing Daniel the best with his surgery. And Daniel, is a pleasure commentating, man, your races. And hope to catch you again out here on the racetrack very soon. 12th goes to Nathan Campbell. 13th is Matthew Rush. 14th is Chad Biesinger. 15th goes to Nolan Potter. 16th, Anthony Hughes. 17th goes to Richard Gonzalez. 18th goes to Zach Strithenthal. 19th is Kevin Zalabadil. 20th is Andrew Little. 21st goes to Scott Taylor. 22nd, Adam Buzzio. 13th is Kevin Sabilla. 24th is Robert Nestor. 25th goes to Tony Ludi. 26th is Dustin Stallings. 27th, Marc-Andre Thibodeau. 28th is Ryan Ezel. Junior Miller will come home in 29th. Matt Upbrook, 31st. Harold Watkins, 30th. Harold Watkins, 31st. 32nd goes to Brock Potter, and rounding out the field is Michael Martino in the 33rd position. What a night we had here, and that is your race results of the RSR Cup Series, guys.
Yeah, it was a crazy race. A lot of comers and goers, as we said at the top of the broadcast. Big playoff implications. Some playoff drivers having some bad luck. Some unfortunately missing the race. So that'll help out some of these guys. Man, I am excited to go to Darlington. Love the track, and I cannot wait to see these guys navigate the Lady in Black.
Oh, that's for sure, Brandon. I'm very excited for that too, man. And thank you to everybody out there viewing tonight on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. We appreciate the love and support. And yeah, we're going to head off to Darlington. We're very excited for that too. And we'll see how the playoffs shake up. We'll get all that settled out next week. And you can catch us again here on Tuesday.
That is right. All right. Well, I want to say, like Zach said, second that. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in here tonight at Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Freaky Fast also like to say to Daniel, God bless you, man. Stay strong. Don't give up the fight. It's you can beat it, man. And, we're here for you. Might have not got to talk to you, sir, but you can hit me up on Messenger, Brandon on Messenger, Zach on Messenger, or just Freaky Fast overall Messenger. But until then, we'll catch everybody tomorrow night with SRU, as they are going to be in the trucks at Texas, I do believe. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes, I thought so. Texas tomorrow at 7:50 Eastern. But until then, we want to say, Daniel, God bless everybody. We love yous all. Peace out.
Later, guys.
Bye.